Hello and welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. It is the 1st of November. Halloween is already in the rearview mirror as we release the handbrake and hurtle headlong into Christmas. But along the way, there are lots of sights to see, and in today's video I am going to run down some of the interesting crowdfunding campaigns and pre-orders launching in November, many of which are from companies I have had the good fortune to work with in the past. Links will be available where applicable in the video description below. First of all, we have Lands of Evershade from Awaken Realms. I have never personally played an Awaken Realms title, but I do have one in my collection. Earlier this year I was able to pick up the original Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, for the princely sum of £20. It looks amazing. I was really excited to play it, but I've been too darn busy to even get it to the table once. I really should rectify that. But that is all besides the point. Evershade is being pitched as a new type of co-op game for 1 to 5 players, blending storytelling adventure with tactical combat. The designers are promising something approachable and easy to play, with quick setup and teardown, secrets to uncover, and a character generator boasting thousands of possible combinations. The campaign goes live on November the 14th on Gamefound, and backers will have the option of an exclusive Gamefound edition or a standard release. And if you back during the campaign, you will get an exclusive Looter Rotling added to your pledge for free. Also coming to Gamefound, we have a reprint of Dungeons of Doria from Exploding 10 Games. Longtime viewers may recall I reviewed Dungeons of Doria on the channel some time ago, and while it ultimately wasn't for me, I thought it was an incredibly generous and expansive game system. It's a fully cooperative roguelike dungeon crawler with a heavy emphasis on finding loot. There are over 500 loot cards to discover, so in every game your heroes are going to feel different, creating endless ways to approach the challenge. The new Gamefound campaign, which is going to launch in November, possibly on the 5th, is for a reprint of the game, plus a German language edition, and an expansion with new characters, monsters, and missions. Another incredibly generous game that is about to go to crowdfunding for a new expansion is Dungeon Universalis. I reviewed this game back in 2022 and I was incredibly impressed with the scope and scale. It's a massive game with incredibly deep game mechanisms that seek to simulate the realities of dungeon crawling adventures. It's a game you can play solo, cooperatively, with a games master, or as a role-playing experience. Frankly, there was just too much there for me. I just couldn't commit enough time and energy to do it justice. But if you are looking for your next lifestyle game, Dungeon Universalis could be it. The crowdfunding campaign, which goes live on the 5th of November, is for a new expansion called Infinite Quests, as if the game wasn't already big enough. You will get a new random map generator, new map tiles, new enemies, and a new campaign book. Do be aware though, the campaign is for a limited print run and is intended for existing players. The campaign won't be funding another reprint of the base game. Also on Gamefound is the new standalone edition of Bardsung, Tale of the Forsaken Glade. The crowdfunding campaign is already well underway and chugging along nicely. By the time you see this video, there will be around 4 days left to go. Forsaken Glade is a brand new entry point into the Bardsung system with a revised rules set that attempts to resolve some of the complaints levelled at the original release. I had an opportunity to preview the demo kit on the channel a few weeks ago, so you might want to check out that video if you haven't already, to see if this might be something of interest to you. Do note, Tale of the Forsaken Glade is a crowdfunding exclusive that will not go to retail, so unfortunately, in a move that I find disappointing, it's now or never with this game. While I was compiling notes for this video, I also happened upon the Gamefound preview page for another game that looked rather interesting. It's Starlock from Den of Imagination, a company with a background in studio painting and 3D printing solutions, branching out into game design for the first time. In this game, players take on the role of gangs who are trying to survive on, and maybe even escape from, a prison planet. It's designed as an intense PvP experience, but there are also optional solo and co-op modes, and the idea, as well as the proposed presentation, with unique miniatures for the gangs and 3D terrain, really caught my eye. The Gamefound campaign launches on the 12th of November, but if you follow before that date and subsequently make a pledge, you will be entitled to a free mystery miniature. There is clearly a lot going on the Gamefound platform at the moment, but over on Kickstarter there is also a self-published dungeon crawler gearing up for another crack of the whip. Ballads and Tales is being advertised as a nostalgic dungeon crawler board game with hand-painted art. It's for 1 to 5 players and caters for co-op and 1 versus many gameplay modes. The first attempt to get this game crowdfunded was cancelled, but the game has now been retooled for another go around the wheel. Self-published games from small unproven creators are always a slightly riskier proposition, but that's what Kickstarter is for more than anything, and it may be worth checking out. Moving away from crowdfunding now, we have some exciting new releases at retail going up for pre-order. First, it's Wave 2 of the Shades of Moonreach for the absolutely fantastic tabletop skirmish game Moonstone. These Shades are the new undead faction, and their arrival was heralded first by a Kickstarter to fund production, followed by the first wave of retail releases, including a brand new starter set, pitting them against the Fawns of the Leshervault. I was lucky enough to receive an early review copy of the starter set, which I have discussed in detail on the channel already, and I am excited to see the rest of the faction arriving. There's the Echo of the Forgotten King, Nanny with her bouncing baby psychopomps, and the Eternal Servitude box, which I just have to get, partly because it complements the Shades from the starter set so well, but mainly for the glorious undead unicorn. There is also a bust of the Forgotten King for the painters and collectors out there. Pre-orders go live on the 1st of November, that's the day this video goes live, with the sets hitting general retail on Friday the 22nd of November. That's just in time to fulfill all your needs for Ghosts of Christmas presents. Next, I want to follow up on something I discussed in my last news roundup, the release of the brand new edition of Warhammer Underworlds from Games Workshop. I'm not going to go through all the details again, but I wanted to share news about the pre-orders for Embergard, which features Stormcast Eternals, to absolutely nobody's shock and amazement, and Skaven, plus 4 rival decks and all the boards and tokens you need. The pre-order is available from 10 AM on Saturday the 2nd of November 2024. Also going up for pre-order on the same day is a new Red Gobbo miniature. It's a festive tradition for this cheeky green chap to slide down your chimney, half-inch your mince pies and leave a bomb in your sock, and this new miniature captures his chaotic nature perfectly. Yes, that is an abominable snowman, complete with bomb. The miniature is only available while stocks last. This is Games Workshop after all. And I was going to leave it there for this news roundup, but at the 11th hour I had a bit of interesting news from Steamforged Games that I wanted to tag onto the end. Steamforged Games are gearing up for a collaboration with Ghostfire Gaming, creators of the dark fantasy role-playing setting Grim Hollow. This collaboration is all a bit hush-hush at the moment, but it's going to take the form of an Epic Encounter style release, and that sounds awesome. I love horror, I am a fan of the Epic Encounters range of role-playing game accessories, as you can tell by my many reviews on the channel, and this just sounds like it's going to be a match made in hell. I am looking forward to hearing more as the details drop. But I think I am going to leave it there for today. Hopefully you have found this whistle-stop tour of the releases that have caught my eye interesting, and as always, if you like the video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like the video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone, bye bye.